Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'd like to do a quick comparison video about the Louis Vuitton Keepall 50 between the model from 2005 and 2016. So before you ask, I just wanted to quickly give you the short story. I wanted to explain what happened. So basically, my husband and I were looking to get a Keepall 50 for travel. And originally we bought one from the store, which is this one right here. And then on the same day, I actually came across the listing of this one from a local consignment store. I checked out the condition of it, and for half the price, I decided to settle on this one instead. So I will be returning that one today, but I just wanted to take an opportunity to come on here and share some of the differences I've found between the two models, and that way, you know, if you are also looking to get a Keepall 50 pre-loved and also came across a 2005 model, this one, and at least you are prepared to see some of the differences and won't have to worry about it. When I first got this, I did about 2 days worth of research. I looked up everything that I can from Purse Forum, on YouTube, pretty much all the content that I can find about the older models of the Keepall 50. And I also ended up contacting Carol Diva, who is highly recommended by Purse Forum about authenticating items. So I sent to her all the requested photos, and she came back to me and confirmed the authenticity of this item. Alright, so let's talk about price. The one that I bought from boutique retails for $2,180 plus tax. I'm from Alberta, and with tax it comes out to be $2,289, so around $2,300 Canadian. And this one I paid for $1,200. To me, this is a great deal. I mean, I was able to save more than 50%, and then considering the condition that this one is in, I think it's a very fair price. Okay, so first thing first, let's talk about the strap. Now, if you look at the 2005 one, which is this one here, it comes with a second piece of padding for extra grip, whereas if you look at the newer one, it does not come with it. It's just the shoulder strap on its own. The other thing that I noticed is if you compare the number of stitches on the two shoulder strap, the older model has 4 stitches, whereas the newer model has 5 stitches across. So that's a difference. The other thing I also noticed is on the hardware itself. So this is the 2005, this is the 2016. The 2005, you can actually see the metal coil shows through over here, whereas the newer model, the entire screw here is completely covered in brass, so you cannot see any metal coil. So that's a difference. In terms of the print itself, they're identical, so it both says Louis Vuitton with an R in a circle above. Other than that, I don't think there's too much of a difference on the strap itself. Okay, so if you look at the body of the bag, if you look at the vachetta on the two sides, the number of stitches are different between the 2005 and 2016. So if you look at the 2005, it only comes with 4 stitches across, whereas, let me get the newer models, whereas if you look at the newer ones, it comes with 5 stitches across. So same thing as the shoulder strap. The other difference is that the print on both bags are a little bit different, both on the vachetta and hardware. So on the older model, it always says Louis Vuitton Paris made in France, whereas on the newer model, it only says Louis Vuitton Paris. And same thing goes to the lock, to the luggage tag. So that's just something you want to be aware of. Oh, so one last thing, the key difference is if you look at the interior stitches on the two sides, on the older model, you probably can't see, but on the older model, it has the square stitch whereas on the newer model it does not have it. So that's just something to be aware of as well. Other than that, I don't think there's too much of a difference between the two bags. The other thing that I was a little bit concerned at the beginning are the orientation of these rivets. Now, if you look closely, none of the rivets are facing in the same orientation. I was a little bit concerned at the beginning seeing that none of the rivets have the same orientation, but when I look at the 2016 model, it's the same thing. So that's just something to consider. And I think one thing that's worth noting is a lot of people judge the authenticity of their bags based on how well the mirrored images are along the vachetta. But what I've found is both on the 2005 and 2016 model have a little bit of unevenness when it comes to how well they mirror each other. Like, for example, on the bottom here, let's pick a good spot, I guess. So what I mean is, for example, if you compare, say, this one here with this one over here, there's a slightly more brown showing through on this side versus on the other side. So they're not 100% mirrored on some of the area, but I think that's quite normal, you know, because it covers such a big surface area. I guess it's kind of impossible to keep everything 100% mirrored. And I see that both on the 2005 and 2016. So it's definitely not something that should be alarmed on its own. But I thought to point that out in case that helps anybody. Alright, so that concludes my comparison video on the Keepall 50 between the 2005 and 2016 model. I hope this is helpful in some ways, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I will see you in my next video. Bye now!